Looks like we're having trouble going live.
What happened?
Looks like we're having trouble going live.
Why?
Oh, here we go. All right, we're live.
Where's my song? Forgot what I did with my song. We got to change the song already. Already bored of it. Can they even hear the song, do you think?
No, I can't hear it.
You can't?
No.
Crap. It's probably a setting on here where you can't hear the background music.
There's a way to share your sound, I think.
Share screen, also share tab audio.
Yes.
Oh, you know what? I don't know. It should work.
There we go.
I am a real American, trading every day, trading all day. I am a real American, trading every day, trading all day. I am a real American, trading every day, trading all day.
I don't know how to exit it now. Right. How do I exit this?
I got you.
All right, there we go. Made a cool 2,200. I'm reckoning on Intel. I reckon on Intel. All right, let me hide this. How do I get to the chat thing? I'm trying to get used to this platform, but obviously I have no idea how to use it. What is it? What am I on? Live market? There we go. Let's just see. All right. I think I got it up and running. Yep. Good job in EQT. That was pretty good. Made a few hundo on that one. Like $406. All right, let's get down to business because we had a good morning and we got our dip and pretty much everything moved super fast. But one thing I am noticing and is the crypto fraud, the Bitcoin is starting to crash. And it's starting to crash the equity, not crash. I mean, market's down, what, 30 points, 40 points? It's nothing. But the crypto is starting to drag down, which, maybe that bubble starts to pop in Bitcoin. Maybe tomorrow it goes right back up, but it was interesting. The crypto frauds were finally starting to crack a little bit, because the crypto frauds have been super parabolic lately. All right, but let's do our sentiment check. If you missed this morning from the scanner, I wrote a few different notes. Christian, can you mute your stuff? So gave you all a pretty good game plan this morning and pretty much worked, second day of Bitcoin shorts, airliner shorts worked good. BTU, super strong. EQT, BE, no calls hit. Day traded that one good yesterday. Day traded Target good yesterday. Added some INQ calls. day traded Tesla for a few $100 live with y'all this morning. That worked out well. And bought some long dated. And a lot of names moved. A lot of names. UUU never got filled. USAR, they ran too. Recent IBM ran, Marvel ran, insider purchase. Second day of big call buying in Marvel. Look at those calls in Marvel. Just whacked them from their JP Morgan conference, now an insider buy. So pretty good pump job. I mean, parabolic. And then a couple $1 million orders. I day traded LAES, and I'm holding now like 100 shares, bought 1,000 earlier, sold it on the pop. BTB was interesting too. Cheap options, which, you know, kind of like LAC. Play the cheap options, you lose 30, 35 cents, or you 5, 7, 10x your money. So pretty good. Let's do a quick sentiment check. And in the chat, let me know if let me know what the sentiment is that you hear, because we want to do a sentiment check. Oh wow, look at us, we're neutral now. So this is pretty good. We're back to neutral. So let's do that. Fear, what's today? Set 25. Fear greed index is now neutral. Wow. At 53. And something just happened here. 53 neutral. So very good. We're getting more neutral. And let's do a quick sentiment check. What are all the talking heads telling y'all to do? Are they telling you to buy the dip yet, buy puts, or sit on the sidelines still? What is the talking heads telling y'all to do? It could be newsletter, CNBC, whatever kind of financial media webinars y'all attend. New car sales, no. Ask a pro, how long does $1.5 million last in retirement? Well, depends how much your lifestyle is. Jobless claims tumble. Okay, so that's bearish. Democrats dig on healthcare demands with government shutdown. Oklo crashing, insider selling. Kramer, I read the other day, said don't get into the speculative stocks. Oh, they're telling y'all to buy the dip? Oh no. Are y'all really getting put buys? Overextended, keep powder dry, stay out of tech. Well, we made a lot of money in tech recently. From the number of puts hitting the scanner, they're negative. Yeah, we are starting to see some bearish put buy on the scanner. That is for sure. Remember, most put buying, though, is hedging. And most put buying is reactive. Let's see what else. SPX, good job. Mostly sidelines. How long can y'all stay on the sidelines? This is what, 3 weeks now? Crushed an Intel this morning. Good work. So it seems like they're still on the sidelines. Ooh. You know what stock I just got filled on? Is BTBT, finally. Finally got filled on BTBT. Took a while to get filled on them, but I finally got filled on BTBT. All right, let's do really quick because there is a slight delay here, so I want to include everyone. Should we take profits on Intel? Well, I can't tell you what to do, but you're in a good spot. I'll tell you that much. Let's see. Overextended. All right, so everyone's still saying the market is overextended. Well, let's take a look at some names on the watch lists that we've been talking about that aren't really too dependent on the market. LAC again, MP, closed out MP at 2 cents today. So if you took the Friday royalty trades, I took almost max profits. NBIS at 91 or 01 and closed out of MP. So 98% and 99%. Close those out today. Just because, I mean, they're basically worthless. So max value. What else? We have some nice flow. Let's actually look at some names we've had good flow in. How about that? I had the watch list up here too. We've had a lot of good flow. NVIDIA had a nice bounce today. So if you were part of the scanner session, we did pretty aggressive this morning buying the dip for some pretty good day trades. Missed out on a lot of stuff too. So let's pull up some stocks. Start with Intel. We took out the prior high. To be fair, and I feel like a donkey, I did sell my Intel calls on the pop. Got about 30% out of them, but obviously I left a lot of meat on the bone. So all those Intel calls yesterday, they had news, the Apple investment, shares up 7%. All those short dated calls obviously doing very, very well today. A few other names. Yeah, crushed Intel, great work. I love to see it. MIR hit today. So we had a nice dip buyer in MIR. I wanted to buy these at 115, but they're 130 right now, so that's not going to happen. But MIR, I love seeing this kind of trade. Buyer comes in, got long dated calls. Stock gets hit today, down 8%. Buyer comes in, buys the OC20s for 320,000, right back into support. So I did love that trade, especially if the options volatility spiked pretty hard on these when they bought them. So I could not get filled. Look at implied vol, how high. Here's where they bought the calls and implied volatility spiked. Marvell, they had an insider buy that came out during market hours, and they spoke at a JP Morgan conference yesterday. Marvel calls have been, well, pretty bullish these past couple days. Pretty short dated too. So semis are pretty strong. NVIDIA had a nice, these are huge moves, by the way. So if you love volatility and you day trade, I mean, you had some great, big moves today. NVIDIA about 6 off the lows, had a nice move with a solid $1 million call buyer today. Make this a little smaller so we could fit it. Yeah, where are you, NVIDIA? The one, why is it flashing? All right, there we go. With that weekly 187.5 call buyer, or pardon me, that was the other day. Here it is. The October 3rd, $1.3 million buyer. Solid order if you think the market bounces. Again, a lot of these moves already happened, so if you did miss out, I will say you're probably too late. SoundHound, speculative AI play. I would not touch these with a 20-foot pole, actually. And then MP, of course. All those kind of rare earth metal stocks that I mentioned yesterday did very good. Had I find out there's an insider buy on Marvel, I see everything. I mean, I see everything in real time. So I have a data feed I pay for. It's about 1.3 million at 11.25. So I have a data feed I see. Again, I pay out of pocket for all this. So I can see everything in real time. What else? UUU had a nice dip buyer. Unfortunately, did not get filled. You see what I'm saying? How all these moves kind of happen already. Same with the S&P came in wanting to sell bull put credit spreads and getting long the market. I mean, we ripped about 40 points, and now we're kind of just doing nothing here on no volume. So that's where I hate to say the easy money, because nothing's ever easy, but the quick money was already made. today. So you're kind of playing reactive if you didn't get involved this morning. No, Target closed out this morning, or closed out. I had a 2 lot left. I closed out 8 contracts yesterday on 20%. So I always take profits around 20, 25%. And we got a big rally in Target yesterday. So trimmed, made good money, and then kept a 2 lot on and then busted them. What else? Yeah, NVIDIA. I mean, even a $1.3 million in NVIDIA is not a lot of money. And again, it was reactive, not proactive. Oh yeah, and then EQT. Took profits on EQT today from the scanner and the option pit. I bought these yesterday. The OC53 calls did pretty good, about $400 on that one. EQT, those energy stocks, just like King Hao, have been very, very strong. So we've been doing very, very good on those. What else? Lackey had another day too. I'm out though. And then WBD, no calls, up about 40% on my little position. But I would really like to buy some size if we get anything on Warner Brothers over maybe 200,000-300,000. There's just no one's trading size right now, and the markets were super wide this morning, so it was very difficult to get in. Oh yeah, Shark Ninja. If you have a big account, I do love this play. If you don't have a big account, probably can't take these. Those Shark Ninja Jan 90 calls for 1.4 million. They bought here at 945. So if you can do stock, you could do stock too, but obviously they're not cheap. EQT was from News Flow Scanner. Yeah. And it would probably trigger, let me look. Yeah, and it triggered yesterday on Platform X. See right here? Yesterday. So yeah. So when you have a double signal, those are usually the ones allocate more weight to. I think I did 10 or 20 contracts. Yeah. So if you know, I hate saying this because I know you guys are here for trades and education, but I'm not going to tell you the grass is green when it's yellow or brown. I mean, the market already moved today. So if you weren't with me this morning, you know, in the scanner member only session, you basically missed everything. So, you know, and everything moved quick too. Everything moved quick too. Yeah, Carnival, very small. I only did, what, 2 or 3 contracts this morning, I said. You know, so nothing crazy. Again, not trading anything big. But my biggest concern is definitely the crypto crap, because I do think crypto is in a bubble. And we're just straight flushing in Bitcoin. And that could get nasty. So if you've been reading my morning notes, I've been saying buy IBIT puts, bearish. I mean, it's done good, but obviously the crypto is going to drag down the equity markets. So I hate crypto with a passion. I really do. And I hate that the markets are dependent on it. You know, that's my biggest thing. I hate that the market is dependent on cryptocurrency. Oh yeah, we did see some Newmont buying this morning. If you're a gold bull, not a bad little order. And there's some long dated calls mixed in from earlier in the month. Saw some Halloween, October 31st, 85 calls in Newmont. Not bad. You know, not bad. Obviously, gold miners have been parabolic, so have a nice move there in the gold stocks. But do not be shocked, though. And this is one thing that you can look to do. Don't be shocked. They're selling their Marvel calls here, by the way. So if you're in Marvel, they're closing the end of October 80 calls. If you're in Marvel, might want to get out. They're closing their calls here on this pop. So they just closed their Marvel calls for the October. Where are they again? They just closed the Marvel October 31st, 80 calls at 7:10. They just closed them. But don't be shocked if you start seeing crypto buying and the crypto squeeze, because they can. Me, I'm just, a little cautious on them, to say the least. And then your NVIDIAs, your Googles, they still look pretty good. Had a big dip that got bought this morning. So a lot of good day trades, really good day trades already. So you've had lots of opportunities. I even think the quantum stocks are good to buy. QBTS, Rigetti, INQ. If you have the guts to dip buy. If you don't, GT was a little cheap play. If you like to roll the dice. But if you don't have guts, then you're probably just going to sit on the sidelines and, I don't know what, do nothing. But we've been pretty aggressive. All right, let's see what else we got. Anything in the chat, Christian? Oh, no one gave me a link, by the way.
Yeah, we had a couple things in the chat. A couple questions about the news flow scanner. Let me see. Some people were telling me or DMing me that they want to hear you talk about kind of what are orders that you look for on the news flow scanner.
Sure. I actually have a cheat sheet we went over this morning.
Yep. Mm-hmm. They said they looked at the cheat sheet, but just kind of to refresh and hear from you.
Sure thing. So let's look at it. So repeat buying, I would say, is number one. So for example, we look at our good friend Peabody. Oracle, don't want to trade. So anytime the news is already out, like an Oracle, remember the news came out with TikTok yesterday about 30 minutes before the closing bell. So anything you trade in Oracle, you're being reactive, not proactive. So remember Oracle had the big pop yesterday? So you don't want to take anything Oracle, and then small. But you want to look for repeat orders, same sector. So what have we been seeing recently? Energy, BTU, Peabody, Halliburton. So not just one order. We're not one-trick ponies. We've been seeing since September 9th, BTU calls, right? So when you see repeat buying, especially these are longer dated, the stock doesn't trade that many options. So you want to also look at the total number of stock. It only trades 3.5 million shares. And you want to look at the total options. So if someone buys, BTU has traded 32,000 options. If someone buys, let's say, 5,000 options in BTU calls, they're making up about 1/6 of the total option volume. That's huge, right? That's going to move the market. Or if someone buys in Halliburton, let's say, what did they buy in Halliburton? 10,000 of the November 25 calls for 1.2 million. It's going to stick out like a sore thumb, right? Because lower price stock doesn't trade that many options. And let's see, we've only traded 19,000 options. But let's say we do Amazon and someone buys, so same sector, repeat orders, bullish buying, use either Platform X or the master indicator as a guide. Make sure they're buying in the money calls, at the money calls, repeat orders. Anything out the money is always going to be more speculative and short dated. But let's say we see Amazon. We have some bulls, some bears, and we see, 100,000, 150,000. That's nothing. Why? Because Amazon, the chart is neutral, we can say, maybe bearish intraday, right? But if someone buys a November 7th 190 puts, these puts are $30 out the money. It's only 130 grand. I could put on 130,000 on Amazon puts. That's not a lot of money. And if we look at Amazon, it's traded 27 million shares today. It's traded 600,000 options, right? So that's literally nothing. So this November 7th 190 put buyer is probably maybe 500 contracts. Look, 800 contracts. So 800 contracts on 600,000 is not going to move the stock. So therefore, we have basically no care about that order. Does that make sense? If it was, let's say, 3 or 4 million, then it would move the needle a little bit. So that's why you often see me not care about the FANG stocks. Like even this NVIDIA order. NVIDIA 175 in the money calls. I don't hate them. 282,000. Let's see how many contracts they bought. So we go to NVIDIA. We go to the 175 calls. They bought them around 280. Straight 87,000 contracts on that line. That's a lot. Let's see how much they just did here. So the trader just bought let's just 1,600 contracts traded on NVIDIA for that order. So let's do the calculator math. Here, let's try to get super. There we go. We'll do a 1 minute. Trade 1,000 contracts. Okay, 1,000 contracts traded that trader bought. So we'll go to the calculator. Here we go. 1,000 contracts. What do they pay? About 280, let's just say, give or take, times 280. 280 grand. 280 grand. 1,000 contracts. How many contracts has NVIDIA traded? Just on that line, 87,000. Right? In total, it's traded over 2.5 million options a day. So is that a big order? No. Is it going to move the stock? No. Would I take it? Probably not. Maybe if I had a long signal trigger on NVIDIA, maybe, but I wouldn't take it with size. Like if they bought them here, maybe. But I'm not going to dip buy on a small $282,000 order. Really, if that was like a $4 million or $5 million order in the money calls, then I would say, yeah, go ahead. No doubt. Right? So you want to see big in the money orders, usually smaller, obscure stocks like in LAC. You know, we saw that big call buyer, and, you know, LAC never trades. So when it did, it stuck out like a sore thumb. And then the stock went from what? September 16th, it went from 320 to now $7. So those are the ones that really you can allocate more weight to. The bigger, the better. Like we saw a lot of Tesla weekly calls this morning. So what did we do in Tesla this morning? We bought some weekly calls and did, you know, very well. About what, a couple $100 or so. And then, you know, you could go from there. But you really want to see repeat orders, same kind of strike, same kind of direction, and really avoid, especially if you're new, avoid the common stocks, the Teslas, the Microns, the Microsoft, the Oracles, the the NVIDIAs, the AMDs, the Microns, the even Oklo trades too much now. You know, all those kind of like big stocks that trade hundreds of millions of shares and tens of millions of or 500,000 plus options, like MSTR, I would not even look at it. Christian, can you give me the link, by the way?
Yep.
I don't think I have it. Let me see let me see in the chat if that makes sense. Yep. Yeah, WBD, you got to figure they're buying puts as hedging for the deal. They buy puts are usually tied to a long stock position, not directional. Only if it's in the money. Because you have to figure lots of funds are long stocks, so they buy puts as protection. You know what I mean? Yeah. So a lot of time puts are protection. When do you get out? Make sure you read in the members area. We always trim profits 20, 25, 50, 100%. And obviously it depends if it's a long dated or day trade. If it's a weekly option, usually 20, 25%, 50%, 100% swing trade. Same thing, long term. Obviously you have more meat on the bone, so you can hold those a little bit longer. But it definitely depends on the expiration. And if it's a cheap option, out the money option, low price option, all that too. But I do cover all that in the members area and the trainings. And very, very detailed. Because very, very important. You always want to know, when do I get out or when do I sell? That should be the first thing, is not how much money can I make, it's what is my max loss if it doesn't go my way. But thankfully, we haven't really had too many losses lately. It's been pretty parabolic. As most of you know, we hit the $1 million mark last week. And very proud. So once I did that, I kind of stopped pushing size because, well, it was up a lot of money. Let me see how I go back to the StreamYard. All right. And if you do not have the news flow scanner, today is the last day to get it. Thankfully, because honestly, I have done so much work on the news flow scanner recently that I think you all have seen the power of it. And if you traded with me over the past, 3-4 weeks, it's been probably the best run, I would say, ever. At least of the year. I mean, cross 7 figures. So it's been phenomenal. And we've had so many love letters. Michael made serious money, $25,000 from the scanner. B-Rad, Nokia, GMR, MIR, which hit today, by the way, all sold profitable. Intel, Grit says $9,975. Oklo, 75%. 9K in QBTS. First Solar, 76%. 44%. 9K, 253%. 122%. 13,700. 27,000. 50%. 44%. It's been insane. Christian, do you want to take it away?
Yep, I just shared your screen. You forgot to hit the add a stage button.
Oh,
so we're good now. Friendly reminder, in trading, there are losing trades. There's no system or scanner that prints out winning trades. The purpose of my scanner is to help give folks an edge in the markets. If you can't handle a losing trade, then you shouldn't be trading with money you can't afford to lose.
Can you turn up the volume just a tab?
Turn it up.
Oh, happy birthday, Keith. Good to be here. Thank you for being here.
Hey everyone, I'm Christian. If you followed along for the free Stonkamania trades in the last 60 days, you're most likely in a pretty good spot right now. Not only did we close 4 400% winners, but several of your peers are doing extremely well too. Like LK, who bagged 100% return in 15 minutes.
Woo.
Jeff, who closed 100% winner on TSM.
Woo.
Andrea made a whopping 300% in UNH in 1 hour.
Woo.
There's also Costas with 162% return in less than 24 hours.
CoreWave has been a beauty for us.
It has. And many, many more.
Hey, Christian, when you get done, can you send the folks who need help to customer support live that we do every day from 10 to 1?
Yep, I'll post it in the chat. But if you missed out, no need to beat yourself up.
Nope.
You see, I'm here with the brain behind it all. A man who's shown real people how to capture real returns of 182%, 400%, and even a rare 2,800% overnight. Now, I know that sounds insane, especially considering the ups and downs of the market in recent times. But this former Wall Street trader is defying what's possible when it comes to trading. As you'll see, his methods have nothing to do with traditional market tactics, but rather a unique piece of software he's been using for the better part of a decade. Already this year, it's uncovered dozens of the market's best overnight returns. That includes 183% return from FedEx.
Nice.
A 276% return from CVS.
Ooh, baby.
Even a 350% return on FLG.
I remember that, the Mundami New York Mayor race.
Now, obviously, these trades, those are really incredible returns. But the best part is none of these are back-tested results.
Nope, we do not use fake money over here.
What you're looking at are real live trade returns tipped off by this incredible software. And the man behind the software is the one and only Lance Abolito. He's arguably one of the best option traders on the planet. And yet, he credits his success to this piece of software right here. He calls it the News Flow Scanner, or NFS for short. And that's because it's given him and his traders the chance to profit from some of the market's most explosive news events. Events like earnings beats, earnings misses, upgrades, even downgrades, buyouts, investor conferences, and basically anything else that comes to mind. And that's why we're here today. He's going to show us how a scanner works and how we can apply it to our own trading.
Oh, yeah.
So let me turn it over to the man of the hour.
All right, let's get down to business. Another Hawaiian shirt on, and Christian will post the link to customer support live because I know we have a lot of new folks, and I want you to learn the most possible because it will change the way you trade forever. I want you to get good at it. That's why we do trainings almost every week. All right, because this will change the way you approach the U.S. stock market forever. I don't care what the bond market's doing, financial statements, technical analysis. That is all smoke and mirrors. Goofy candlestick patterns, aka bull crap. The only thing you need is trading institutional order flow, following the biggest trades in real time in the world. That's the News Flow Scanner. Make it black and white, no gray area. That's because it's really good at showing what stocks will explode higher on bullish or bearish news, like many of you did in Intel. For example, in Boeing, the financial media said it was a big loser, down 37%. It's usually the best time to buy, by the way. Anyone with common sense would have said it was a bad time to buy the stock, but we don't have common sense. We just follow the News Flow Scanner. And it ranked bullish, about $270,000 in 2 orders. And they keep buying that Palo Alto Networks here. This told me something big was on the horizon in this stock, Boeing. And Boeing, when it hits, it's usually a favorite. 24 hours later, shebang. They ended their union strike and the shares ripped higher. Had you waited, it would have been too late. So that's one big thing. You want to be proactive, not reactive. That's why I made the scanner to work in real time. The next day, 75% in good old Boeing, thanks to the News Flow Scanner. Now, that's $1,000 to $1,750 overnight. And again, not a hypothetical example, no simulated account stuff. We take the trades, as you guys saw this morning, live together with my own money, no funny business. And that's important because we didn't have to bend over backwards or do any stock analysis or no moving average or sector rotation. We just copied the scanner in real time, wait to see if it's bullish or bearish, and then get out. Usually I like to get out in day trades, swing trades, and long-term trades. It will give you all different expirations. Just copy it. Now, this is not another trading strategy that you're going to read from some textbook. It's not some indicator. It's a quantum leap forward. If you want to change the way you trade forever, whether you trade at home, your office, heck, even on your cell phone, it even works. And I want to share with you how to use it and how you can do it. It will show you how money is actually made in today's stock market, not from no bar chart or no Yahoo Finance from 1990. We're talking real time, real data. Not just by me, but by some of the best traders on the planet, the real traders, the hedge funds, the quants, the big boys and girls, the whales. Not no penny stock person trading $200 on, some small cap penny stock stuff. I'm talking real trades. Because I did